Give you what?
Talk. Sound check. Doing a sound check again. Why? I don't know how you do this every single time.
I didn't realise.
What are we doing again?
Why am I here?
That one was actually genuine.
Please say it's on camera.
And hello and welcome to the Chatter Vox Podcast with me, Callum.
Me, James.
What's everyone laughing at?
You started laughing.
We started the episode at a very humorous point. Mind you, the actual sound check, which I imagine you guys will hear at some point, was pretty. It was pretty bad.
Amazing.
Pretty bad, yeah. First of all, thank you, Dave, for getting me this nice, lovely chair.
You're welcome.
I have a nice, comfortable chair to sit in, and it's got to get used to the clicky arms, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Thank you for making it look good.
Yeah. So, a little bit of news, guys. I actually went to Warhammer World for the first time ever. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bit of a... I mean, I don't want to
It's like going...
Yeah, I know what you're going to say. It's a bit of a pilgrimage.
Yeah,
Should we say it's like a pilgrimage,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, it's the kind of place where I suppose most Warhammer hobbyists will eventually go and visit.
Pay your respects.
Pay your exactly that. Pay your respects. The rhino up close actually is really impressive.
Yeah, I can imagine it would be amazing.
Yeah, it actually is really impressive. And I went with my friend Nick, and we went up to it and we touched it. And it's made of metal and it's full like a tank.
Okay, I didn't realise it would be like that.
It's got tracks, full tracks. It's not like a big MDF box that like they've built. It's got tracks, but I don't know whether you guys know this, but the Rhino is actually based off the M113 APC tank, which I believe is American. I'll show you a picture.
I'm going to act amazed and be like, no way.
No, whoa!
Nah, I didn't know that.
I don't know whether you can maybe get an image up of this at some point of the M113, but essentially it was an APC used by America, really boxy, really low. It's literally a shoebox on tracks that moved personnel around. It's based off that, and we kind of theorise that maybe they've got some sort of decommissioned M113 and they just repainted it, into the ultramarine colours.
So the 40k is not so advanced after all.
No,
that's what you're saying.
No, well, it's actually based on quite old technology, but isn't that the law anyway? That it's all quite old technology that's kind of been brought to the 40k universe. You're thinking quite hard there, James. What are you thinking?
I'm just trying to work out what came first, like the chicken or the egg. Did they get hold of an whatever it's called, and then be like, oh yeah, we can use this in plastic models, or?
I suppose, because Games Workshop,
they were
a war gaming company. So I wonder if like one of them was just like, oh guys, I've just found some like M113 in a scrapyard.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, this would look really cool in like a post-apocalyptic futustic setting. So
What is this scrapyard?
yeah, just some scrapyard just had some American APC personnel tank. Yeah. I don't know why they would.
I think I went out yesterday.
Yeah, mind you, there's where we live in the Midlands, there was actually, I saw a car sales pitch that was selling a tank.
Really?
Yeah, like a small kind of anti-infantry tank. It was like just bigger than like a Jeep or a 4x4.
How much was it?
I didn't check. I was too scared. I thought I was going to get blasted with like 50mm fire, so I decided to leave the area as soon as possible. But,
Good old Birmingham.
So do you think, okay guys, get on the Patreon. Okay, we're going to buy a tank and we'll ride it around the country.
If you sign up to the Patreon, you get to ride in the tank.
You get to ride in the tank, yeah. Go fund us. And if you're a top contributor, you get to ride in a little tank with us. Would you like to ride in a little tank?
I think we actually should do that.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I went to Warhammer World. Really cool. So we had a reason for going. A couple of friends of mine, Nick and Aaron, they were going to play a game against each other. Normally we play in a local gaming store called Boards and Swords. Shout out to those guys. They're really, really good over in Derby. We normally play there, but we thought spice it up. It was one of Nick's first games. We'll go and play in Warhammer World, because the tables are free. It's free entry. Why not? It's only a few more miles down the road. Really, really cool. I was genuinely impressed.
Yeah, I think you showed me some pictures, didn't you?
I was really genuinely impressed. It's not a massive place. I won't lie to you guys. It's not huge, and I didn't get to go to the exhibition, which I think would be really cool because we were playing all day, and by the time it got to the end of the day, it was like everyone was quite hungry, tired. So like I wasn't playing, I was judging. I didn't want to drag the guys away from like this whole really intense game to go and look around the exhibition. I felt like, we need to eat and have a few drinks, things like that. So that's what we did. But yeah, we went in, we had a table booked. We got taken, shown upstairs, got there, and it's just a huge room of tables. There's clearly competition tables in the back. So we're talking, what we play on. So flat table, mat, not sparse terrain, but very simple terrain. So it'd be like your standard Imperial ruins. But what we played on at the front of the room would be more like classes like thematic. So real big sets that are built up.
I've seen that yours look like a street.
Yes.
The tank going down the street.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
If you go onto our Instagram, I've actually uploaded a picture of the tank going down the street. That was actually the main street. The board we played on was only half of the actual full size of the board. And the board we played on was like competition size. So you could play double competition size across an entire cityscape, essentially.
Is it similar to the old sort of like 8x4, 8x6, whatever it was? My mat that I have.
It was your mat. So what's that, an 8x4?
I think it's 8x4, 8x6.
Yeah, so it's two of them.
Two of them?
Two of them put together. That was the entire battle scene.
Oh my god!
Huge, yeah. You could clearly see they'd like made the battle scene, but they clearly made like a divide down the middle, so you could easily
use
pick
half
a
the
side,
board.
yeah, which is what we did. However, if you wanted to just be really crazy, you could play the entire board. We got the whole board.
Yeah.
To play, yeah, it was really, really cool.
So you could have, if you're in like a group of you could have the other group on the other half of the table.
Easily, yeah. And then mid-game, switch over, whatever, or, at the end of the game, playing a second game, you can go to the other side. Really cool. So we played on Spiral Prime, I think that table was called. So it was big Imperial cityscape, lots of destroyed buildings, loads of like kind of long roads that went into like alleyways and things like that. Really, really, really cool. There was another one as well, which is a mining facility. Oh my word. It was easily the most impressive table I've ever seen in my life. Completely unplayable.
Yeah, you said it was like lots of little blocks and stuff around that were stopping you putting...
It was built up into a big square, and it was just walkways that like interfed into each other, under each other, on top of each other.
Oh,
yeah, like it went inside itself.
So there's
of it was like water, in epoxy resin, but water. Like you'd have to to move a model, you'd have to get inside the actual
Would that be
table
like a kill
to
team
move it.
sort of thing then, or?
I'd say so, but huge.
So
huge.
There's maps like that on Tabletop Simulator, and that's quite interesting because you've got like double layers. So you've got like a layer on top, you've got like a hillside, and then you've got like a cave system.
Yes, it was like this,
and it's really cool.
You could really feed into it, and then you'd have to go and see it, but to try and describe it, you could clearly see you could make your own mission. So the top of the board was a helipad.
Okay.
And from the helipad was a ladder down to the next walkway, then a ladder. I could see like you could maybe make a mission like you start here and you got to get to the extraction, but people are in the way, and like
you got to get to the chopper.
You got to get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Got to get to the competition. So yeah, you could easily. That's my Arnie impression. You could easily make a mission where like you were Space Marines that you were caught underneath the mining city, and let's say thematically, it was full of GSC, Gene cults, and they were all over the map, and you've got to fight your way through it to get to the helipad for extraction. Really, really cool. There was a huge Titan map.
Yeah.
Like we're talking the standard map, as James just said, probably like 4 of them.
Wow.
Maybe 5
Is it something you stand in, or is it like still
it's on a table still, but it's just so big. Again, massive river going through the middle of it.
How do you how do you move the models? Because if you can't reach across the table,
it's wide enough. It's only as wide as a competition map.
Okay,
but it's
which is long, right?
Does that make sense?
More
so
length
be able to
rather than girth.
More length rather than girth. Yeah, more of a spear than a hockey puck. Yeah, exactly. So really, really cool. And then,
round and flat.
And then I actually can't remember the rest. There was one that had like a fallen titan in the middle,
like a giant titan.
Like a titan,
real
titan, fallen titan right in the middle. That was really cool. And then there's more. I just can't. There was just too many.
So much cool stuff. I'm really sad that you didn't get round like the actual displays and the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, so I saw some displays. Just to quickly finish, by the way, on the map side of things, the thematic tables, though cool, don't go into those tables with a competitive mindset because they just aren't built for your Warhammer competition. They're built for playing a game that you just want to have fun and just enjoy the scenery, because what we played on, the actual ground, every single bit of the ground was bumpy as hell.
Yeah.
Like it was all boulders and things like that. So even rolling dice on it was difficult. So moving models was even there was a moment where a charge happened into a building, and then the ground was so uneven we couldn't even decide who was in combat because you couldn't actually balance anyone into combat. So as I was judging that game in particular, I had to kind of like come up with like, okay, so probably 8 people could get in, which means 16 people could probably be base to base. But then I'm -1 because it was such an awkward thing. So I kind of said, okay, so 15 out of your 20 guys are in combat. Obviously, people who play very competitive games will probably wince that, going, "Oh my god!" But that's just how you have to play the game. You just got to be
because
really.
You just couldn't actually physically.
You just got to be a lot more thoughtful about it and go, "Okay, it's probably going to be this. It's probably going to be that." So,
was it fun?
I loved it.
Big thing.
Like I said, I loved it. Display wise, I didn't get to see it, but the Warhammer shop is huge.
It just gives you an excuse to go back again.
Which I am tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm actually going back tomorrow for a different reason. Dad's birthday, and he showed an interest in Warhammer, and he weirdly wants to see it himself as well. He likes the models and the figures. So I said, I'll take you down there. We're going
get
to
your dad on the
Nottingham,
podcast.
So, yeah, we've got to get him on. You'd never get him to shut up, but it'd be great. Shout out to you, Dad. Happy birthday, buddy.
What's his name?
Dennis.
Happy birthday, Dennis.
Happy birthday, Dennis. Yeah. So we're taking him down. He loves the models. He loves the painting. He loves, seeing it. He ain't got a clue what's going on. He always says to me, I ain't got a clue. He listens to the podcast. He likes us. Thank you very much. But we're going to go out again tomorrow, and I'll show him all of this. But the Warhammer shop is huge. Obviously, pretty much everything's in stock, I think.
I was about to ask that question, actually, yeah.
I didn't really look, but there's a lot of stock.
Yeah.
Not like Warhammer Fest.
Not like Warhammer Fest, no, which we'll talk about one day. Yeah. But there was a few displays in there as well, some Forge World stuff. There was an actual Titan, an actual Forge World Titan, which I've never actually seen one before. I didn't know you could buy them, to be honest with you. And then in the back of the store was like some like paint displays, like armies that got painted. And then my happiest moment was seeing Louise Sugden's.
I remember you telling me.
Yeah, her Zinch, that real high contrast, high saturation paint style. I hate saying this now. I forgot the name of the model, but it's kind of like a winged, like kind of griffin type thing, hound that stands on a rock. It's one of her best pieces.
No, you sent us a picture in the group.
Yeah. So cool, so cool, and seeing it up close as well. Like you get detail on that. It's just like, man, you can just tell you're an artist. You really can tell you're an artist. Like, you know exactly what you're doing. All the colours, anyway. But no, really, really good experience. And then we finished off in Bugman's Bar, which was also quite nice as well. Which is a little kind of pub, bar, grill, restaurant at the back end. And
is that like an old world reference, sort of? Well, fantasy back then.
I think it's a fantasy dwarven bar. Yeah. They've got their own beer in there.
Yeah.
I think it's called like Bugman's Brew.
Bugman's Brew, yeah.
I'm not going to lie, it's some shit lager, which they've obviously just found and just put like Bugman's on it. It's not like
we'll give you a contract.
Yeah, here we go. We'll contract you our lager. It's not like you're not going to drink and go, wow, this is great. Isn't a drink, but
straight from the river.
Yeah, straight from
alcohol.
The canal, you mean? There's only a canal like 10 minutes down the road. So.
There it is. There's your beer.
Yeah. And you can actually get food and drinks from there and take it to your table, and you can actually play and eat anyway, I've just thought I'd let you guys know that really, really good experience. And if anyone's thinking about going to Warhammer World, like, even though I didn't see the main displays, I'd to go play a game. It's free. I'll just go and do it. Is there
any opportunity to like use someone else's army? Do they have that as an availability?
No, I don't think so.
So you still have to take your own stuff.
Yeah, you got to take your own stuff. Like I said, I think because it's a free entry thing, I think clearly what they're banking on is you entering the shop. Yeah. I mean, it's no.
They want you there.
It's not for no reason why to enter the gaming hall. You go through the shop.
Yeah, no.
And you have to exit through the gift shop.
At the airport where you go through customs.
Yeah, there's no. Obviously, they've done that for a complete reason, like whatever. But if you've got an army and you're in the area, I'd go and play there. I think it's really cool. Really good atmosphere. Loads of people playing as well. They had a Sigmar.
Is it really big? Is it like a massive hall?
Huge. Huge. Yeah. They had an Age of Sigmar competition going on at the time. They had a big countdown in the corner.
Oh, that's good.
People announcing things on microphones. So the atmosphere is very much set up.
Especially with Age of Sigmar 4th edition coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the big thing this year.
Oh, 4th
edition. Yeah, so we had 10th edition of Warcade last year. This year's Sigmar 4th edition got good previews. Never played Age of Sigmar.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
Sorry.
See, again, I don't know much about Sigmar, so...
Yeah. I heard someone, I can't remember, I was looking to listen to a streamer. Apparently the lore, now they've got into it more, is dark. Like, it is grim dark compared to 40k.
Oh, Oh, really?
Apparently 40k. You think you see before as well that it's got a bit more.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit lighter
softer
now, isn't it? Yeah.
Where apparently Age of Sigmar is dark.
Is this where...
How?
He said there's a conversation and it was like about killing people or something, the way they're killing them and or torturing them or something like that.
Well, so they're actually like popping people off and...
Yeah, there was so the way they described it apparently was quite...
Bit Game of Thrones style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I'll have to look at... I'll look into a bit more for the next one and then...
Yeah, do.
I'll look into love it.
And, be useful to like hear. Yeah.
Apparently it's good. Like they've started off rubbish. They've really built on it.
Getting into it.
So if you're into the lore, maybe that's a thing.
I think that's what a lot of people didn't like about the whole fantasy blowing up because, they had a lot of like lore that they'd already built on. They just scrapped it and just went, right, we're starting again almost. I think they killed off a lot of like main characters.
I think it's a bit of a shame because I think like, I don't know much about Sigmar, but I know that people who play Sigmar really, really like Sigmar. And it seems the biggest voices come from people who played fantasy. And I think it's a shame. I completely get both sides. If they released Sigmar as another game system, it might have been way more. What's the word?
Well, it was like an alternative universe.
It might have been received a lot better, but I think because people have been investing into. I mean, James, when did you start collecting Warhammer? What year? So imagine like they turn around. Imagine they turn around and said, "Right, yeah, 40k is gone. Sorry, dead.
Yeah,
here's 50k, and none of your models count."
Well, no, I think you were allowed to transfer some of them.
Yeah, but still, it's not the same game, though, is it?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's circle bases.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. So, like, if they said, okay...
Well, I was playing fantasy, so I understand the whole...
Oh, there you go. Exactly, yeah. So
it did upset me.
But look at 40k, like, Horus Heresy. It's like they're
it's
two separate game systems. They didn't go, oh, now 40k is over, and now here's Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
I think by killing off a game system to move into a new game system, of course it's going to piss off a lot of people.
I wonder if it's like it's probably a business opportunity though, isn't it? They're like, oh, these models aren't selling in this way, or we're not getting a lot of new people.
It was the fantasy version of the Primaris upgrade.
Yeah,
we need to upgrade models. Fantasy had these old looking orcs, which a lot of people love, and they love the old elves and the old orcs and that. But they obviously thought, okay, we've got new technology, new types of plastic, new types of molds, new types of production. Let's update stuff. But they kind of shoehorned it in, and it's kind of like, kind of stopped a lot of people from enjoying a game they did enjoy, just to kind of go, right, here's the new kids now,
That's what's a bit cheeky with the new old world.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a gripe is they've used old models that must have in storage or something.
Yeah.
And repackaged it for old world. That's, I think, it's a little bit...
Oh, really?
A little bit cheeky to do. I think some of the models are still metal as well.
Yeah, so they'd literally just go into the storeroom and just get them out.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Like they're just going to the back.
But you'd think that,
some guy's gone.
Some guy's gone. Oh, by the way, we've got loads of fantasy stuff in here in this warehouse. What do you want to do with it? I don't know, re-release the whole world.
Yeah.
Let's get it back out there.
I mean, I know Total War was a thing about it as well, but...
Yeah.
What about the Bretonnia stuff? Is that new? They have released some new
some stuff is new.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think the Dragon on the Tomb Kings is new.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Bretonnians, I think the Griffin might be new, but there's sort of stuff that is old metal, well, still the old cast.
Surely their plan is to bring out new models.
I suppose it depends on how popular it is. So if it becomes really popular, then they'll probably start making new models for it. But if it's, mediocre or less than, they'll not bother, will they? They'll just be like, well, we've sold this many, we've made this much profit. Why bother continuing
Let's
to
face it, Games Workshop, as good as game system's really good. They're all about money. And their business, like their company,
and I was going to say as well, like, not to take the edge off the Warhammer World experience, but opposite Warhammer World is head offices.
Yeah.
And we turned up super early by accident. It was like half an hour early. So we were sat outside, like, just looking at Nick's list and things like that. But then we looked at the offices and we started joking, like I wonder who works at the offices, because surely they're not model collectors, or not at least all of them are model collectors. They're going to be people in like finance and, I don't know, filing and human resources and things like that. And we started joking, like, oh, they're on a night out. Someone's like, oh, where do you work? It's like, oh, Games Workshops. And what do they do? I don't know, some like toys or something. I don't know, like Nerf, Barbie.
Just don't understand it. It's just all
Action Man. Things like that. Things like that. But when you do see it there, you do think, okay, you know what? This company does have a corporate element to it, and of course, it's not 6 guys or 7 guys or whatever guys in a basement going, oh, let's make cool fantasy models. It is an ever-growing business, and it is an international business, and it is a multi-million-pound business.
Yeah.
Nearly went bankrupt.
It nearly went very nearly went bankrupt, of course. So now that they're on the hotspot, of course they're going to be pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. So when I did see that, it was a bit of like okay, you know what? Yeah, it is this, isn't it? Like, this is who they are. But I think sometimes you can't allow that to get to you too much.
It's difficult though, because I think there is a lot of passion there, and I think the designers and the people that do the actual creative part of
there are
the
creative
process,
people.
It's just they're limited by the know people who just want to make money and they want to see capital.
Yeah,
and it's all stock.
Apologies,
you
the chair. Yeah, I know. I've got to be careful. This new chair, I'm getting used to it. So
people have obviously they've bought shares in the business and they want to see profit, and it's all about making that of course that line go up.
But this is what I'm saying is, like, when I did go into Warhammer World though, it was so nice to see all that thematic
the actual
stuff.
The creative side.
On entrance, by the way, there's a really big diorama of Tyranids versus Space Wolves.
Yeah, I think I've seen some pictures of this.
Really good, and to see that still exists is a really, really good thing, because that's ultimately that's what the hobby is about, right? It's about you're making. Let's be honest, we're making stuff up. We're pretending in our heads that someone's shooting at someone.
Yeah,
you explain that to anyone else, it sounds ridiculous, but to us, it's really exciting to know that that's kind of what's happening. And you read the books and you watch the animations and you play the game. That's the most exciting thing to us, isn't it? So when you go there and it's set up that way, it made me smile. It was really, really good.
That's the important thing.
That's the important thing. Yeah, you can't always look at the cold, hard face of it, because it exists. Of course, it exists. But
it's a company. But if you're having fun,
you're having fun. Yeah. And I was going to say, on the lines of that as well. Like, obviously, I was talking to you, James. Not so much you at the moment, Dave, about this, but I was talking to James the other day. I was saying that, like, I've kind of like at the moment lost a little bit of heart. With with my painting and my modelling, and it's not because I've lost heart with Warhammer, but there's a lot going on in my life, and it's not always easy to pick up a fun and exciting hobby and challenge when you've got things that aren't so fun and exciting happening in your life. And I found that I've kind of ebbed away from it a little bit, and it's been really tough to go back and pick it up. And I know maybe some of our listeners probably you probably suffer from this as well. Like, sometimes the things just aren't very good. And when things aren't very good, you can't get excited. You can't get fully involved in something. However, when I went to Warhammer World, it did kind of reinvigorate that.
Reignited it a little bit.
A little bit, because I just saw what it was about and why I was in it in the first place. And I was a little bit like a kid in a candy shop.
Yeah.
When on the way there to Nottingham that day, actually, sorry, I stayed over the night before and we had quite a nice little time in Nottingham. But on the day on the way to Nottingham, I wasn't up for it at all. I was like, this
interesting.
I was just like, I'm not right now. This, I'm not going to divulge information. Obviously, it's personal, but right now I've got too much going on.
Your
mindset wasn't there. I was like, I can't be playing with plastic figures. Like,
there's
so many more important things. Yeah,
low.
And we walked there down the canal. It was a 40-minute walk. It was really nice. It helped that it was a really nice day as well. But when I got there, I was like a kid in a candy shop. It was incredible. I was like, wow, oh, look at that. Look how that's painted. Oh, Louise Sugden stuff. Oh, look at that table. And like, these guys are playing the game. I was meant to be I was meant to be judging, and I was just like walking off. Sorry, Aaron and Nick, by the way. I was just like walking off, and I was just like, whoa, this place is super cool. And it reminded me, that sometimes when things aren't so good, you can kind of fall back on it. And it is, I know you said this to me as well, James. You said, like, it's a hobby that it has ebbs and flows. And sometimes you dip away, but it's kind of always there.
And there's always something that will draw you back in. Like, you've got a lot of different aspects with this hobby. You've got your, your social side, your friendship side, the fact you're playing, the competitive side, the creative side. There's a lot to it that will always kind of capture you at some point. And I always find that, like your experience, you weren't feeling it, and then you went and did it, and you actually found that it was really good, and you enjoyed it, and that sort of is starting to kick your motivation back into place, as it were. And
I think the biggest reminder as well is that what got me into it was the social side of things. And obviously being invited into your group. I've mentioned this before on other episodes. If it wasn't for that, if this was like an online game, which I know some people enjoy, whatever, I wouldn't have the same feeling. But to actually be together, I mean, we're on this freaking podcast, for Christ's sake. We're sat in a room talking about Warhammer.
Yeah, we've took it that slight extra.
We've gone a little bit extra than most people probably would, but but obviously this means a lot to us.
But it's that community aspect now, isn't it? It's
massively.
It's added something to us, and hopefully for everybody else who listens to us. Like I feel like we're now a community.
Yeah,
we share things, we share our pictures, and we get those pictures shared back with us, and people's experiences and hobbies and
this is the thing. It means a lot to us, guys. It really does. Like you sending your pictures in. I know we got the pledge. The pledge is fantastic. We're really loving it. Please keep up with it. But even when you guys say to us, "Oh, I haven't really, haven't done it this month, but here's what I got," just send it.
Or
in.
you've been doing,
love it. We love seeing that kind of stuff.
Or you've been doing games, or you've got questions for us. We've had a couple of questions, which has been really nice for us as well.
Glue your eyelids shut. Just send a picture, and we'll have a look at that as well. We love that kind of stuff.
And people's fails and wins, and it's
Keep
just
going,
nice to hear about
yeah.
everybody's experience.
It keeps us going as well.
I always think the pledge is more of just a little nudge to get
Just
you painting.
nudge,
But if
you're
doing a hobby, then just carry on with it.
carry on, man. Yeah.
But show people
But talking about the social side of things, obviously I joined, a couple of years ago with you, James, and then you joined as well. Not long after, didn't you, Dave?
Long after you.
Yeah. So tell us about how did you get back into it? Because I know that it meant quite a lot to you as well, didn't it?
Yeah. So I know you want me to delve into the deep side of it.
Yeah, we'll help you along, pal.
If I'd known
worry.
this beforehand, I would not have dressed in a dinosaur onesie.
we may have dropped this on
Sorry.
Dave, just a little bit. So
Full disclosure.
full
If
disclosure.
you can't see it on video, I am currently wearing a Triceratops onesie with the hood up.
Imagine like a slim in shape Bowser.
Think of a giant skink, lizard man.
Yeah, a big skink. That's it. Yeah.
Quite relevant. You play lizard men. You're about to start a new army.
With tail.
This is all doing so much for my confidence.
Tell us your story, Dave. While wearing a dinosaur costume.
Watch you assassinate my character. Okay, yeah.
Sorry, man.
So,
go ahead. Yeah.
So obviously I came out of a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what took me away from the hobby. Part of it for myself as well.
You say the relationship you were in took you away from the hobby.
Yeah, I got in a relationship and I sort of just changed my person. I don't think I spoke to James for the whole relationship. I was there.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah.
We lost you, basically.
Yeah, basically I just
Yeah.
I went AWOL.
Disappeared.
Yeah. Which I think I'm sure quite a few people, men and women, have probably been through the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so yeah, then we split up. James, I was saying to James, come back to the hobby sort of side of it. So I started getting Tau, and then I think played 9th edition, wasn't it? You took me around for the game of 9th. Had a small.
I think you came in at 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just before, because we went to Warhammer Fest just before, and I remember you being like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. So it was just before, because we were really excited about 10th coming in.
Oh
Yeah. I remember that guy going around going, was Magnus?
Yeah.
And I went, who the hell is Magnus? And now I've got a model of him.
Yeah. So anyway, carry on.
So yeah. So I started playing again, and it's when I got to the painting and started getting a bit of a distraction, because I was all the time through that whole period. I was sort of I think men are really rubbish at talking.
I would
and
100% agree with you. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Feelings I thought I was doing okay.
Yeah.
And then I had a few deaths in the family as well, and I was like,
Oh no, okay. I didn't know that.
literally I shrugged it off.
Yeah.
Didn't bother me. Which is a really looking back now, I think that's not a good way of dealing with anything. So yeah, then it sort of just takes you to your own little. Like when you're painting, you can zone in on it. Takes you away from all the rubbish that's going on outside. Brought me back. I mean, James put me into the group, took me into the group chat. That's where I met you. We played
yes.
It was like a D&D version of.
We played Wrath and Glory to begin with
For a week.
for a week,
Maledictum,
and then Maledictum was. So this is the tabletop RPG Warhammer game, isn't
So
it?
basically, if you play D&D, or if you know what D&D is, Stranger Things.
It's D&D Warhammer.
Warhammer,
Yeah.
and it is brutal.
I actually kind of hated it for a long time, but I did start to love it.
But
Yeah,
the first time I met you was literally, here's Callum, you're going to be playing make believe with him.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Yeah, it was such a good time. Yeah, oh my god, it was so
I
fun.
remember, he's going off piece now, but James saying he had his whole campaign written out for his day, and we did nothing. I think he sent some sisters after us,
Yeah.
and was like, "You going to run or are you going to fight?" Stand still. I went, we're going to stand still.
Yeah, we're just going to stand still. And one of us got our leg blown off. And James was quickly rewriting the story because he's pretty sure he was I'm sure they're going to run. I was like, no, I'm not going to run. Don't worry about that.
The obvious thing for them to do in this is to run, or maybe even hide, or try and talk their way out of it, and they just do something completely different.
My favourite part was that you started the entire game. You said, okay, you're 2 agents from the Imperium. You're landing on this planet and a secret mission. You cannot let anyone know you're agents of the Imperium. And I think our first conversation was, "Citizen, we are agents of the Imperium. I demand you to tell me where this
Inquisitorial seal.
like a seal. Oh, we're from the Imperium." Oh my god.
Anyway,
Yeah, go on, carry on.
See, obviously I met you through that, and then you got bigger and bigger. You introduced me to Peter, then introduced me to the other club. Chris got me back into playing little games and other people. I think hobby does have a good, as much, get rid of all the finance side of it, of how much Games Workshop's charging, and
Well, I think we all
whatever,
know.
yeah,
We all
you get
know
rid
that.
of all
We all
that.
know it. Yeah.
it brings you together with your friends.
Yeah.
And like we did, you invite me to the weekend away at
Yeah.
Patrick's, and that just took me out of the whole situation because I was out the area, I was with my mates. We had a weekend where everyone won a game at least. And that's for me, the hobby is what got me through a bad time.
That's awesome.
Just
Yeah.
from the painting side. I know you used to hate painting.
Yeah.
I think you remember, like, Patrick would be painting and I'd just be
Patrick
painting the
never
same.
painted.
Oh yeah, he hated it. That's a sore subject, isn't it? That's sort of our fault. You don't hate, sorry, Patrick. But his new neck ones look badass.
Yeah. What he's saying is, like, everyone had their, things about painting.
Yeah.
Obviously, coming back into it.
So coming to this with, like,
Yeah.
as my little getaway, love the painting side of it.
Yeah.
Because this was like my hour, 2 hours on an evening, just me, a little model painting, and then.
Did it help you, like, sort your thoughts out, or was it like a no thought process? What was it about the painting that actually helped?
I think it was just the no thought, like you just.
So it was like a meditative.
Yeah,
like...
that's a good idea. Yeah.
I
Meditative.
think, if you guys ever heard of, like, I'm going to go off paste it. You ever guys heard of, like, flow state?
Yeah.
So you got, like, flow state. So essentially, flow state is the moment in which you're doing a task where you're kind of so attuned to it that you're kind of doing it unconsciously.
And at a really high level because
a really high level, yeah. So, like, let's say, let's take running. So most people have tried to run in their lives and it's really painful. But when you get really proficient at running, you start running and you kind of get to a moment where, like, you're hitting the stride just right, you're breathing just right, and then you're going. And then you find that you're in a flow state. So you're running really well at good speed and it's not hurting so much.
But you're also not in your own head at the same time.
Yeah, you're kind of outside of it. And that's quite meditative. Because you can just relax into the moment, even though you're doing a task. I find painting's the same. I think when you're painting a model, and especially when things are going right, let's like example, let's say you're painting some like CSM and the trims are always painful. Let's say you start hitting the trim right with that gold. You start concentrating hard. Not even hard, sorry, you're just concentrating, but you're just going with it. And that's a flow state. So, like, you're not even thinking anymore, you're just getting a trim. I suppose you guys ever had this when, like, your brush just seems to be landing right every time you put it down. It's just like you go into model. It's like, yep, that's nice. It's
not gone over the edge. It's not going over the edge.
It's just perfect.
No.
You've not. Oh god. Okay.
Bear in mind,
James has not had a painting flow state then. Yeah.
He's a perfectionist.
Yeah, very, very.
His
true.
opinion does not count in this.
Okay. Talking to just you then, Dave. Yeah, but I've had the same thing. Like, you're just painting and maybe not so much like brush strokes, but just the color scheme's going okay, and like things are looking nice, and it, like, the layering's coming up really well.
It's going quick as like
It's going to be quicker.
Through,
but then you find that like an hour's gone, your cup of tea's gone, and you're like, whoa,
You
okay.
dipped your brush in only 3 times.
Yeah. Your brush is
So
inside
much.
your mouth, your model's in your tea. Yeah. But no, I found the same thing as well. I think you can really, really concentrate on it, and it does take your mind away.
Does. I mean, if we get really deep into it,
Go as deep as you can.
because this is a big thing for, as I'm speaking for the lads, the men.
Yeah, lads.
It hit to a point where I think I messaged you saying, "When do you know you're depressed?" Because I got to a point where I did think I've had a few like the deaths and all that, and I think I'm just not bothering. Like, it doesn't bother me. I thought this ain't healthy. I think I'm getting to a point now where I'm probably struggling.
Yeah.
And I think the games was a nice buffer, but honestly, like for anyone who's going for anything, especially like women and men, but men because we don't speak to each other.
Yeah.
He's drew us any advert. Ask your mates, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Because as soon as I said to James, I think I'm depressed. So I don't think I said that, but he was there straight away.
Yeah, man.
And you gave me that Butler Down Bound book. Just still got in there. It just like it felt like a weight was lifted.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So even like whatever you're going for at the moment, you got like your good friends. Yeah. Whether it's be Aaron or anything like that, just talk to them.
I just want to add as well. You might think you're alone in thinking that you're the only one going through this, but guarantee everybody else has got things that are going on as well.
Man. Yeah, you
and so
are.
by just talking to someone else and expressing your feelings, they can then say, "Oh, I also feel this way. I feel, I've been there or I've done this." And even if someone's life looks perfect, it's never what you think it is.
I'll admit it, I'm super fortunate, right? I have quite a big group of friends, and I hope to, I could happily admit this, but I'm the kind of guy who people can talk to, quite personally. And I'll tell you this now, obviously never going to name names, but I'll tell you this now, but a lot of people they're not in a good way. Not like in the point that, I'm worried about them, but a lot of people have a lot going on. And like you said, it is really difficult. And not to take away from women either. I know women suffer, I know they do. But generally, just generalising, I think women generally are quite good at expressing that and letting people know.
And they'll recognise it a bit earlier.
Recognise it earlier. Yeah, I know me and you've discussed this before. Yeah. I'm not going to speak for women because I can't, I'm a man. But I'll speak from a man's point of view. We're just so shit.
We're rubbish
at telling people what's going on. And we'll try and do this stupid hero thing going, oh, no, I'm all right. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry, pal. I'm all right.
It's and your mates who are acting like Jack the Lad, or
he's all right. It's just the way he is. He's been
check
quiet.
on them.
Yeah.
Like seriously, check on them.
Check on them
because that's the way to hide it.
Yeah,
and even if it means getting a game of Warhammer, like it's come out plays like, are you okay? Just casually play.
Yeah.
Don't make it a big sit. If you're not uncomfortable with sitting down and talking one to one, don't make it like that. Just...
And I'm the same as you, Dave. Actually, you made a really good point. Because obviously I've suffered the same thing. I've had some pretty major depression in the past. I've had counselling and therapy for it and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of strange because you keep living your life, you'll keep living it, and then eventually you go, I don't think I'm okay. And it's this real weird feeling. And I've said, because you don't know how to express it, you don't know how to say it. So you just go, I don't think I'm okay. But what is this? What's this feeling I've got? And then you'll talk to someone really close to you and go, I don't think I'm all right. And then it's this kind of like figuring out how to get that across.
But it's that problem though, isn't it? You said it yourself. Yeah. I don't think I'm okay. It's not like you understand your emotions to the point of, oh, I'm not okay, or this is why I'm not okay, or we don't have, we're not equipped with the skills to actually understand why we're feeling or what we're feeling. We've never explored them. As children, we were just told, shut up, go and suck it up, stiff up a lip.
Yeah,
man
just
up.
Deal with it. Man up. It's
we've got some international listeners. I know that. So that was a very British way to do it. I don't know whether it works. I assume it's very similar in a lot of other countries. But yeah, very British way to do things was. I was actually thinking about this earlier. When you're at school, it's just like get over it.
Yeah.
A lot of that kind of attitude, and and it goes with you for the rest of your life, and it is really difficult to talk about.
But when you're told those things, what do? You just go, okay, well, I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna repress that emotion. Yeah. So we never learn how to deal with the emotion because it's not something that you do. So we just don't have the tools to actually even understand why we're feeling a way. So how can we ever address that issue if we don't have the tools to even know why we're feeling the way we're feeling?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think we're quite lucky in the fact that we realise ourselves going, I don't think I'm okay.
I don't think
because a lot of people get to the point of not even
they won't even recognise it.
And
no.
Game out You get
or
to that point where
they just start acting out, or just trying to funnel it into other areas, and that could be into another person, or just into something abusive to themselves, or even just generally just doing crazy stuff.
Messy stuff.
During the conversation, Dave's mic has gone mental.
Hold it from the bottom.
It couldn't handle the depth of conversation. That's the one. Other way.
Oh yeah, just don't.
I'm just going.
I think to wrap up this point though, it was really good to have you join us. I remember that weekend really well as well.
It was such a good weekend.
You even said to me like, I'm having a really good time, and this is amazing. We actually ended up wrestling on the floor, I think, later on that night.
And you were lost for 5 hours.
I went lost for 5 hours. Whatever. I don't know. It was a really good night. Anyway.
James was passed out.
James passed out. Yeah, really good.
I don't know if we're in my project for a bit anyway. I'll probably just plug in the charities from mental health as well, because that's always a big thing. There's so many charities out there to help.
Yeah,
I've done fundraising for other charities. Mind and
oh really?
Calm is another one.
Oh, fantastic! We'll add those links into the.
So we'll get if possible to do that.
And just to kind of, I suppose, just to to wrap up this point, any listeners out there, you don't have to, of course, but you're not alone. You're really, really not alone. And like I said, this hobby's fantastic. It's brought us all together. The reason us three are sat in this room right now is because of silly little plastic figures, and they mean, even though a lot of people look at it and go, oh, what the hell's going on, it means a lot to us, and I know it means a lot to you guys as well. You're not alone. If you've got a friend out there who you think has not spoken for a long time, don't immediately think, oh, they're just being ignorant or whatever. They might be in trouble. Just reach out. It might be the thing they need, because I know I've been there before, and when someone finally reached out and said, you're okay, it opens up a massive floodgate of things that they want to talk about. Obviously, if you're ready for that, not everyone's ready to hear that kind of stuff, but if you are, just reach out to friends. And if you guys haven't got anyone to reach out to, just message us and we'll talk to you. I mean, I'll happily talk to anybody. You know, we're not professional therapists, you know, obviously we're not, you know, built for this thing, but if you just want to chat or just want to talk about anything to do with the hobby or whatever, then, you know, we'll be available to chat. Reach on our, you know, our social medias.
I'm quite open with my
messages.
side of it. I suppose if people actually ask me questions, like,
yeah,
if they need a bit of,
how
did you do this? I mean, I could tell them, like, well, this is what happened to me. This is what I don't.
I'll talk about it really openly.
Yeah.
I really, really will. So yeah, thanks for letting us know that, Dave.
No,
thanks for sharing. I think it's really important to talk about.
It's a good message.
Yeah, absolutely.
Men's mental health.
Yeah. So, we're going to move away from that.
Yep.
So obviously we've got the pledges. Should we start talking about pledges to bring the episode to its conclusion?
Yeah.
So what we got then, Dave?
So
You've actually sent me a message. I need to get the pictures up so I can comment on your pictures, guys. Anything you want to say, by the way, James, before we finish this little section?
So I've been majorly impacted by you know, mental health, not just personally, but I've had family tragedy. One of my family members committed suicide.
Yes.
And hence why I've probably been a little bit quieter than I normally would be. So, you know, I completely understand, you know, it's a really, really important thing. And I would just urge anybody out there, if you're struggling, just get help.
Yeah.
Don't do it alone.
From any age.
Yeah, no matter what, honestly, God, it's not really important you said that as well, because I think sometimes younger people can be a little bit ignored because they're just young. But
and the old generation we're taught to man up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I think it's something I'd like to explore at another time. But yeah, no, don't struggle alone.
No.
Yeah, and you're not alone. Yeah, that's the important thing. Yeah. It's not just you. It might feel that way, but there are everybody else. Not everybody, like not to minimalise how you're feeling, but everybody puts on a front. You see what people want you to see, but when you actually sort of dig below that surface, you'll realise that, you know, other people are struggling.
Absolutely, yeah, completely agree with that.
Yeah,
and you know, as James said, when you recognise it, look for the help and don't try and push it down, because I'm going to tell you this now, guys, it catches up with you. It will come and get you. It will find you, and eventually, before you know it, you're not in a very good way.
That's why we're the lucky ones that we did.
Yeah, 100%.
Recognise it, because
100%.
Some poor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just
if you recognise it within yourself, then talk to a friend. And again, like I said to you guys, if you feel like someone's in trouble, just talk to them. You know, they might not have the means to talk to people, so just reach out to them, no matter who they are or where they're from, or even how they're acting. Some people can really act out, be quite mean, but if it's not in their character, then...
Or even actually really happy. Like, look at Robin Williams. Like,
yeah, things like that, man.
Comedy genius.
Comedy genius, and
no one saw that coming.
You know, we talk about fronts and that, you know, that have been a front and all that kind of stuff. So,
just always check on your friends. Anyone, just check on them.
And actually ask the question, because again, you know, we sort of introduce ourselves like, oh, you're right. But no one actually expects them to say, no, I'm not. It's kind of it's a hello.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, like,
it's not meant as, you know, a question, but actually answer the question, or
are you okay?
Ask the question.
Are you all right?
And if you don't believe your friend,
probe
a little bit more.
Ask
you know,
again.
Who's going to ask that question if not you?
Yeah.
Probe it. Just say, you know, I don't think you're okay.
Because like I said, man, we are shit at telling people how we feel. We do not want to say it at all. Who the hell wants to talk about how they feel? But sometimes it's so necessary. Yeah, so... Nice one, guys. I think that was really important. Yeah, a little therapy session for you all. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, before I rudely move on again, are we happy to move on to this next section? Yeah, should we start talking about pledges?
So, pledges.
Okay, so what we got? So Dave, like I said, you've sent me some pictures. Let's have a little review.
Callum, you've done 2 months now.
Okay.
Have you done your War Dog Brigand?
I haven't. No.
Nope, didn't think so.
No. So off the back end of what we was talking about, obviously a lot going on. I am still working on it, but unfortunately it just fell by the wayside. And
how are you finding it though? You said you were, enjoying the process.
I really enjoy it, but what's happened is right. Okay, another thing. Yeah, go for it. No, don't. I've got a bit of perfection paralysis.
Okay.
So like,
I think you've spoken to me.
I started looking into loads of different techniques about how to do stuff, and the War Dog isn't actually a Death Guard model. So like, it doesn't have
so you're thinking
an
about
obvious Death Guard paint scheme. So I'm trying to make a Death Guard paint scheme. And I'm like, okay, so I'm kind of going off the cuff a little bit, and I'm just going to say it like it's got like a tabard.
Yeah.
But I'm painting it into like a flesh pelt.
Okay,
that they've skinned, and it's not very Death Guard, but I thought it was very chaosy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get the skin right, and I want to get the blood right on it. Also, the colour scheme for the actual armour compared to the metal. And then, like I said, I was in Nottingham recently. I went to Element Games. By the way, Element Games, oh man, what a place.
I really want to go there.
Really cool. They've got everything.
Yeah.
Not even Warhammer, not just Warhammer, but like even like peripherals, so like your paints and like all your modelling stuff. It's not just Citadel, it's like everything. They've got AK,
okay,
and like,
yeah.
Tomeo, and Army Painter, and Vallejo as well.
Vallejo,
yeah. all that stuff. AK's like basing and modelling stuff is cool as hell.
Is that the stuff that we got recently?
You got like a big bucket of it, like some
Dave's got 2 boxes out there.
I got some of the mud for that, so like the dark mud. I got some rust grime as well, so like some of the rust grime technical to give like things like a rusty.
It's like an orangey colour, or
it's like a hello.
There's a Triceratops.
Welcome.
That was not dignified at all.
We've gone back in time. So I think it's called Rust Streaks, AK Rust Streaks. So it's like a technical paint, really thin.
You'll have to show me, or
I'll show you at some point,
and we'll throw it on the the podcast.
Yeah.
As well.
It's meant to give like a rust effect anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna round this up. I'm talking about my own model a lot, but I've been hit with like perfection paralysis. There's loads of different things I want to try. Plus the stuff we just spoke about before as well. Like it kind of hit me with this like, man, I've really got to work on this. I don't want to rush it into its end point. I have been working on it, and I have been enjoying it as well. Also, War Dogs break down to really easy sub assemblies. Like really that's cool. Clear cut.
Yeah,
I think there's a picture on Instagram actually of my sub assembly, but like it's like body, weapons, legs, armor, and they all just click together afterwards.
Are you painting? You're not building the model whole and then painting it. You're doing little bits at a time.
So I built the legs, the main chassis of the body, the 2 weapon systems, and its armor plate.
So I've started doing this to my Tau, and I find it so much easier.
It's way easier, but it only works on models that have the ability to do that. Some models the sub assemblies are just not. It's not designed in a way that you can really easily sub it.
Yeah.
For instance, okay, so the War Dog, I've subbed it down, but I can put it back together really easily. Whereas like Mortarion, you're meant to build his wings into him before you finish certain pieces, but everyone leaves the wings out. So now for me to get the wings back in is like, it's a bit janky. I've got to kind of get it around things, and I've got to super glue it in. So that's only one example. That's quite easy as well, but I think some models just, it's hard to get things back into place. So you got to kind of know what you're doing.
See, what I've started doing is just like I build the legs, paint it.
Yeah.
Like work on the body.
Yeah.
Paint it.
Yeah.
But I think I put my Ghost Killed up. That's like I've just done the base of it. And it's like painted.
Yeah.
My Tau infantry, I've started just doing legs and body together. Yeah. Paint it.
I did it for an impulsor. I didn't put the lid on, like its top part. I left it off and I painted the inside. Then I glued it back on.
Yeah. So I do that with Tau. I do it with tanks.
Yeah.
More so than normal models.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think you can do it in models, but some models just don't lend themselves to being subbed out that easily.
I do wonder about like shadowing as well, because like obviously if you're thinking about like a light source hitting a model, and then you've sub-assembled it, and you've got it at a funny angle, you can't necessarily work out is that arm above that leg, and position-wise it might be a little bit more tricky.
Way too
I've got a way around that.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I am not that technically
way too advanced. But I mean, okay, if people do paint that way, then I get that.
Your models look fantastic compared to that. That's the reason why.
It wouldn't make any sense to have a bright thigh if the arm then later on is going to be leaning over.
Or if it's my model, then he's just in pure sunlight, full. Dude. 360 light everywhere.
Yeah, 360. He's in like...
He's on the sun.
Yeah, he's in the fridge. He's on the sun. Anyway, that's enough.
We're getting off topic here.
Enough about my model anyway. So who else we got there?
Okay, so James is going to do 7 Battle Sisters.
They are complete.
He has done it.
Oh, you've done it?
You have, as well.
Are they in the pictures?
You nerd.
Did mine real quick, to be fair.
Has he got pictures? He got pictures up.
Yeah, they're on the Insta.
Are they?
Oh, well, I ain't got the
Facebook.
pictures here. Have I? Who cares about the hosts anyway? Who cares about? You're going to see them on Instagram anyway. So who we got from our listeners?
Jack was doing a Demon Prince. I think he got halfway through it.
Did he not complete that last time?
No, I thought he did, so I changed it to yes, thinking I was being nice.
Yeah.
And then I actually went through the post, and it turns out he was like,
Oh, we gave him a false.
sorry, that's my fault.
Okay, so anyway, I can see this Demon Prince. One with the wings.
He's got the rings, yeah. I
Back
sent
at-
you a picture of that, yeah. It looks pretty cool.
Who's
really-
Jack?
Jack, yeah.
Jack. Dude, those wings are looking sweet.
James likes it.
Really, really.
Yeah,
really
so
sweet.
obviously
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have a picture in front of me,
Yeah.
but from memory,
You're the only one to be in team.
Very quick.
I remember
look.
commenting about about
Okay.
about
Do
the
you want
wings.
him on your team or not?
Yeah.
Is he team, yes or no?
Oh wait, we're putting people in teams.
Oh,
Well,
we-
well,
no,
well,
we
the-
can't.
No, we're the loser team, aren't we? Because we've not painted, we've not finished our pledges.
Has he finished it?
I don't know.
I thought it wasn't finished. Was it not finished?
He's not updated it. I suppose no.
Dude, it looks really good anyway.
It looks like it's going
It looks
cool.
really, really
It's
good.
it's going well.
Yeah, it's going very, very well.
from that
It
picture
looks like
progress.
the wings look slightly leathery.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It's
Skin,
lovely
leather.
shaded.
Yeah.
And actually, apparently that's Gilliman flesh, but I don't know how.
It's Gilliman, but I don't know how.
I think he got the
It's
paint of
used in
Gilliman's flesh.
used in
Yeah.
a different way, as far as I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
But
That's really, really cool. Yeah, well done there, Jack.
Gilliman flesh, by the
That's
way,
an
is
awesome model.
like your next level Noil. It's like Noil and then Gilliman flesh. If you need two shades, those are the two you pick.
That's what you go for. That's my.
What else we
that's
got?
what I go to. So we got Charlie. Right now, he has painted so much and he's finished it all. But going by the spreadsheet,
Well, I think he's missed off like a couple of like Thunderwolf cavalry. Is that right?
I think I
But
read
he's done
earlier that,
amazing.
yeah.
He's done really well. He's done loads. But I think we also, gave the impression that we were going to be.
I think he did like an Iron Priest, and then I think he did a Dreadnought as well.
yeah,
Like I don't have the picture here. Well, how's that looking? Really good.
it all looks good to be fair with
Yeah.
Space Wolves.
I saw your Iron Priest
looking
like obviously
decent.
last week and last episode, but yeah, looks amazing, man. So keep that up, Charlie.
But due to the spreadsheet, that's a fail.
Oh god.
Sorry.
But no, really good work. I saw the Dreadnought earlier as well. Really, really good paint job. Looks really metallic and rusty and gnarly and very 40k. So yeah, well done, pal. Well done, pal. Who else we got?
So the next one, this guy has done really well. Just fell short. He got distracted, but it looks fantastic. Possible Golden Demon.
Oh right.
That's Dave.
Oh right. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. So what did you paint, Dave?
Not my pledge.
So you failed as well.
Yeah, I've made no secret of that, but
Oh.
I mean, I started right. So I started. I was doing Raider on the Breaches, doing Devil's Fish, then realised in that tournament me and James did. We'll talk about another time. My actual squad I was using wasn't actually painted. This was like 3 days before the tournament, so I got distracted on that, and then I painted a Ghost Kill instead of going back to my Breaches.
Okay.
And
I don't think I've seen. Is this the Ghost Kill here?
the Ghost Kill was on the.
Sorry, guys. This is more looking into the room now. So
He's down there. He's down there.
We'll get a picture up. A picture will go up on Instagram.
It's up.
Anyway.
There's one on Facebook. I'll
Oh,
put it
is
on
there?
Instagram.
Okay.
I'll put it on Instagram. That's fine.
Well, like I said, normally every month anyway, I'll put up.
Well, I've been
a
trying to
kind
get
of
more
collage,
basing
so-
recently to get into that. So I've been focusing on more of the bases. And trying
Okay.
to get better at basing with like the puddle effects and
Yeah.
foliage. But
Got you.
anyway, I'm on
Go on.
camera.
Yeah. Who else we got?
The next one is Aaron. He has completed it. He has changed the spreadsheet. This is another big one. So he wants to assemble a combat patrol,
Yep.
an extra neophyte squad, and character models.
I think he's put up one picture, and it's just I think it's a Goliath rock grinder onto our page. But he did say last model completed, pledge accomplished. So I think
Yeah.
he's finally got that whole thing together. Well done, Aaron, man.
So he's
You've,
done it, smashed it.
Yeah. You know what? I actually sometimes prefer the building process to the painting process.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a massive lover of Kinder eggs as a kid.
And
I used to
building
love
the
putting the little toys together, yeah. So
They are rubbish now.
oh, they're
You do not
crap
even build
now.
them.
Yeah, awful now. Yeah. Talking about Kinder eggs, sorry, we've moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and McDonald's Happy Meals are rubbish now
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
You get like really terrible.
So we're like a fast food, junk food podcast,
Yeah.
if you don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, not to diminish Aaron's accomplishment. Well done, Aaron. You put together an entire GSC.
You've done.
patrol.
It's better than the Kinder Egg,
Yeah,
basically.
much better.
Harrison. So this is but a really harsh pledge on himself. To paint 1,000 points of Space Marines, 8 linemen for Chaos Renegades Blood Bowl. Bear in mind he's a commission painter, so he's got a lot of stuff going on.
Okay.
Extra. He's not finished it. He's admitted that. But he has been busy. And he has put he got some pictures of his rats that he did for Blood Bowl.
Skaven.
The Skaven.
Let me try and have a look at that down very quickly. I'm struggling to find it.
Are they finished, those ones? Because I think I know the ones that he's talking about.
If I quickly share this to Callum.
Yeah, there was like, I think they had a shiny toxic globe type thing in his hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they were nicely painted. I think he was looking for a bit of feedback though, but I don't think anyone commented.
Okay, apologies about
hint,
that.
Hint.
The image I have in front of me right now is not the best quality, so I'll go on. I'll take a look at it for you properly. But from what I can see here, it looks really, really cool. I can see the orange, the green, globy, shiny thing there. The purple armor's looking really, really good as well.
Green eye.
Yeah, I can see the green eye looking really good, and those big teeth as well. Big old teeth. I've also noticed as well that you've been playing a lot of games recently, and you've been posting that into the group. So
with Patrick, who being P, probably didn't go easy on him when he's won his first games.
Well, that's P, isn't it?
Yeah, P for penis.
P for penis. Mentioned every podcast so far.
I think I've missed some of these games posts.
Have you?
Have you?
Yeah, no, there's been some really cool stuff going on.
You know it's P because his head's cut off. He's that tall.
No, he's that tall.
He's that tall. His head's in cut off.
Charlie, I've actually found your Dreadnought as well. Looking absolutely fantastic. Really good little scheme there. Lovely little livery
finally,
as well.
We got Matt. Matt's someone I met from the shop of Phoenix Games.
Hello, Matt. Thank you. Welcome to the group.
He was a late joiner.
Yep.
But his Imperial fists look incredible.
So this is the Tor Garadon figure, I believe, that's standing on tactical rock.
Can I see?
You can see it. I'll take a quick look now. I'll give you the phone to me. Looking really, really good. I've heard yellow is notorious to paint, and clearly you've got quite a good job going down.
I quite like the dust effect as well.
And I was going to mention the dust on the boots is really,
and actually
really
there's
cool.
some nice like undercoat shading as well.
Yeah,
you've done a really good job here, Matt.
So I've seen pictures of when he was painting these. He's sent me where they're a bit purple as well. Like he's used purple.
Yeah, so apparently purple or pink underneath yellow makes yellow stand out
I've
really
heard pink.
well.
Yeah, pink's really, really good.
Maybe that's
underneath yellow. So,
but he's told me he's been doing like airfix since he was young, so he's always been.
Oh man,
he's been, and he can tell. Like,
see, all you guys got such a head start on me. Your air fixes and your.
Not me.
And your Rubik's cubes.
Paint by numbers, isn't he?
Paint by numbers.
Finish that.
Okay, is that everyone? We missed anyone?
That's what's on the list.
Yeah. Okay. Really well done, guys. Honestly, again, to all you guys who didn't quite finish. Well, first of all,
that's our team. That's our team.
Yeah. To the guys who didn't quite finish, no matter what you've got going on so far, looks really good. I will finish this War Dog. Promise you, I'll get it finished.
I'll keep up with the Whip Wednesdays.
Whip Wednesdays, yeah, exactly. James, I'm still yet to see your sisters, but I can only imagine they look great anyway.
I did rush them. I rushed them for the tournament. So they're just basically.
Yeah, but your rush jobs are always like everyone else's like standard.
You do shading
job, so what's that?
He does shading for rush jobs.
Yeah. He shades in for rush jobs. Yeah.
I do.
Highlights.
I will just say though, I am absolutely sick of painting sisters. So my next project is going to be something that I actually enjoy.
Yeah. Actually, I've decided, even though I said it like months ago, once I finish a few of my main Death Guard models, I'm going to try and do some of my salamanders again. Just to move on to something new.
Have a bit of a change.
Freshen it up a little
Different
bit.
Type of green.
Yeah. Just another green.
Freshen it up with green.
Guys, really well done. Honestly, your models look fantastic. It's now new pledge month, so make a new pledge. Get onto our Facebook page. You can find it in the bio of this podcast, this episode. Go to the link tree, find our Facebook page, get involved. And the pledge, essentially, I'll very quickly explain it again, is just literally pledge a hobby goal for the next 4 weeks. And in 4 weeks' time, we'll review your hobby goal. And if you passed it, we'll talk about it. If you haven't passed it, still send your pictures in. We'll talk about that as well.
You just get a raspberry.
But you're just going to get a raspberry. Yeah, and that's the thing. So well done, guys. Thank you very much for that. Anything else we want to discuss before we close it out?
Anything really is just quickly recent. What's gone on in the week?
News.
Yeah, because we've got Chaos Space Marines releasing.
Yeah, we've got the release of the chapter approved cards.
Chapter approved card. Yeah, that's been announced.
Yes, a new chapter approved cards are coming.
They're coming in a couple of months maybe.
Yeah,
they've been announced.
We'll be reviewing them when they come in, I believe.
Chaos Space Marines are out tomorrow.
Be tomorrow.
Yeah. So if anyone plays Chaos Space Marines,
and as far as I've heard, these are mental good.
Yeah,
I've heard they're good. I haven't really read into it too much yet, but the noise online seems to be that like they're pretty strong.
So there's a really cool stratagem that I heard of in one of the what are they called, detachments, where you can auto explode your opponent's vehicle.
What?
Oh,
That's incredible.
how does AdMech not have that?
How awesome is that?
That's so cool.
How does AdMech not have that?
Let's not talk about AdMech. Come on. Don't want to upset too many more people.
I am hot now.
Do you want me to give you a quick rundown of what I've heard so far? We are on news side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the two main detachments that I know about, and I think there are more. I think there's a third. No, yeah, I can kind of discuss
6 or 8 altogether.
I don't know all of them though. I only know a couple. So the first one is like the Space Marine Oath of Moment. However, they've still got their dark packs. Yeah. So essentially, you get rerolls to hit, but you get dark packs where you can make it sustained or lethal, which basically means you get a sustained lethal reroll hits ability, which is absolutely mental.
So basically, you go into hurt whatever you shoot at.
Everything's dead, yeah. But then they've also got things like their enhancements will give you the opportunity to change that Oath of Moment once you've already put it on. It's obviously not called Oath of Moment, but yeah. Then you have...
That's Black Legion, isn't it?
I think it's Oath of Dark Moment, to give it its proper name.
And then you have lots of stratagems and abilities around the Oath of Moment. So, getting plus movement, plus charges, rerolls, that sort of thing. The other detachment that I know of is like an infiltration one, so almost like Alpha Legion, which is quite cool because they've got a few new models. You can basically infiltrate almost half your force, and then move things like your Lord around, so you can basically kill one of your guys and have your Lord like transport into that new guy, and then lots of shenanigans around that. And I think that's the one where you get the auto explode your opponent's vehicle, which is just awesome. And then the other one is that I know of is a fast moving one, so I think this is like bikes and stuff, but I know nothing more.
Red Corsairs, just one.
Possibly, yeah.
I don't know enough about Chaos Space Marines. I just know that I think there's one that's going to be based around Vashnor, the Archfang.
Yeah, that's the demon.
It's going to be like the vehicle-based anti-vehicle.
Demon Forge, is it called it or something?
Yeah. So, which I believe he's needed a bit of an update for
There's
a very long time.
There's a Raptor-focused one. That might be the fast attack one.
I think that's possibly that one. Yeah.
There's always based on. They're all based on the different legions anyway.
I like that.
All your classics, all your classics. Then
a bit like Space Marines.
A bit like the Space Marines. Like you got your Salamanders and your Imperial Fists and your Ultramarines and you raise.
It's nice to see Alpha Legion get a bit of play though, because I don't think their rules were particularly good before.
No.
Whereas Alpha Legion, I've always liked the idea of them.
You never really hear much about Alpha Legion, but then I think that's probably just lore accurate.
The SAS of Chaos.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome.
So we got that. Obviously, dice and cards come with all that as well.
Yeah.
And a few combat patrols that released. And then yesterday was the Skulls 2024, which is the video game part of it.
So I haven't heard of this.
I'm going to go do a quick rundown of this because I've only played a few of these games.
Yeah.
Mechanicus 2 was announced.
Right.
Mechanicus 1's I've got it. I've never really played it. It's meant to be good.
Okay. And what type of game is Mechanicus?
I think it's like XCOM, is it?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
Kind
but
of
it's
XCOM, Wasteland style.
It's not as
isometric RPG.
You're just in an arena and you've got like a few 4 models. And
okay.
Right.
I
have to play it just.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds exciting though. Yeah.
There's a few mobile games coming out. The big one, Space Marine
2.
Yeah,
Space Marine 2.
Yeah.
Apparently it's got 3v3 versus as well on that.
Oh, nice.
So that's a big thing. I showed a few of the classes and the chapters that are going to be in it. There's like an Imperial Fist looking one. Space Marine 1 VR was announced.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Bolt Gun gets a DLC.
I'm still yet to complete Bolt Gun.
Have you tried it?
Yep, I'm a little bit into it. It's really hard.
I want to try
It's really, really hard.
I do want to play it.
It's very fun, but it's very, very hard, and it's corny as hell.
It's like old school FPS.
Really,
Doom.
Yeah,
like
Doom, like old school Doom. Yeah. And you press for me, it's the Y button, and he just taunts people. Just screams like "For the Emperor" or "Burn the Heretic." It's fantastic. It's ridiculous. It's so really good. Ridiculous, but
that's what you want.
So hard. It's old school Doom where it's like, to survive, you got to be moving at like 1,000 miles an hour, and it's just ridiculous.
I love it.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's what you want.
Yeah, so good.
Another one is this one for me. Rogue Trader DLC.
I mean,
Voyage House, brilliant game.
Yeah. What is the DLC?
It's just they're not really. I saw the trailer and it didn't really give much away apart from
it's just extra story.
It's Void Shadow, so I think it's more on a Void ship.
Is it like following the main story? Is it like side quests during?
As you engage Ancient Death Cult.
I'm going to be one of these people that would just buy it and never play it anyway.
They got a new companion, Death Cult Assassin. So
Death Cult Assassin.
I need to play this game, but
it's good. It's like Baldur's Gate, not as obviously I ain't got the funding of Baldur's Gate, so you
it's
got
like an RPG. Yeah. My issue is I spend all my money on Warhammer models, so I can't spend money on the game.
Sell your house.
So with
Sell
Rogue
the house.
Trader,
Move in with Arya.
Shall I move in the cat?
Hey,
into,
stay away from my
the cat's
wife.
bed?
Stay away from my cat wife.
I mean, I suppose I could sleep in the boot of my car.
them kittens look like you.
Sorry, anyway, we've interrupted you again.
I can't remember what I was saying.
DLC.
New Rogue Trader,
Rogue-
DLC, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Baldur's Gate, but
Yeah.
bit not as funded. But really good game. Total War Warhammer, Thrones of Decay. They're getting a Cocoon looking hero. That's one for you.
Yeah.
I feel like Total War gets thousands of DLCs.
Oh, it's a
all the time
great,
anyway.
it's a good game.
Like,
We're
yeah.
currently playing a
Oh, really?
three-person one now.
Oh,
And
I
it
want to
is,
get back into that.
it is brilliant.
Yeah.
Join
Total
us.
War 2 was what I really hammered that. Still haven't completed it, but I
Yeah,
hammered
a
it.
four-way
Yeah.
campaign would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, we get involved in that then.
Yeah. Dark Tide, Secrets of Machine God, free update coming out.
I don't like Dark Tide.
You.
I do not like Dark Tide at all.
Vermintide.
Well, I might have had a bad experience with it though, so we don't know. Yeah.
Vermintide gets Versus 5 years later. Vermintide's an amazing game if you like fantasy.
I've played Vermintide, but I think I may have been a little bit drunk while playing it, so I don't remember it too well.
Blood Bowl 3 Season 5 DLC. So I don't know. I've not played Blood Bowl 3. I played Blood Bowl 2.
I played it once and I was alright, fine.
It had a bad start, but I don't think it's got better.
Yeah.
It's not a bad game. I think
I'm a-
just Blood Bowl in real life is preferable to me.
I prefer tabletop Blood Bowl. Yeah, I've tried to play the game and I just can't get into it. No.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
the rest of them are all like mobile games like Tacticus and
Yeah.
free games.
Read them out just to be.
As you got Tacticus, they have getting a new expansion. Don't know what for. It's Machines of War, so those are big machines.
Right.
Warhammer Speed Freaks, free to play multiplayer combat racer.
What?
It's just got a picture of an orc on a battle wagon, so
Right.
sounds pretty cool.
No, we're going to the realms of
Yeah,
games.
but then you got the
the
card games, which is on mobile,
Oh.
Warp Force and Legions.
Yeah.
There was one which is not actually. Oh no, World of Tanks gets Imperial
Oh, nice.
looking tanks.
Nice.
Call of Duty's got the.
Oh my god, yeah.
We know they got the
I'm
Space
not-
Marines.
I'm not getting
Looks like
into
they're getting
that.
Imperial Guard now, and the game Battle Sector is getting. They just got Tau.
Oh, nice. So have you guys played Battle Sector?
I've been looking into it.
I played it, so it came to Xbox Game Pass when it was just Tyranids and Space Marines. And I was like, wow, this is great. And then about an hour into it went, wow, this is it.
Where's your review?
Yeah. And I was like, this could be so good, but I want more than like 4 units.
Yeah.
And I want to face more than like 5 enemies. And then they had like a beta mode where you went against Necrons, and they were so OP I couldn't get past it. Then I was like, oh, okay, they're not finished. There's like more that's going to be added. So I think it's going to be really, really good. It's kind of like, you know, you're going to get battered for this, but it's a bit like the tabletop in a sense that you have your powers and your abilities and you move a certain amount of spaces and you fire at certain amounts of time. It's not the tabletop, but I feel like for a game you can play on console, it's probably going to be one of the closest ones you can get towards a tabletop game. So yeah, I think maybe one to look out for.
It's got good reviews, but apparently it's very. A lot of the armies are locked behind DLC.
Yeah.
So once you start unlocking it, it gets good. I think it's Imperium are coming to it. They've just released Town in Imperial Militia.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
they're called.
Yeah.
Astra Militarum. They're coming to it.
I'm not going to get into. I'm currently so hateful with the gaming market. I'm not going to get into it too much, but yeah, okay. It sounds fun, exciting. If you got the cash and want to pay all the money for it, but yeah, fine. Okay, it sounds really good.
That's about it. Really.
I prefer a whole game, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to wait for something.
Rogue Trader's about the only one
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
interested
yeah.
in.
You wouldn't order half a sandwich, would you?
It's true.
Anyway, but no, when I played it, it was quite cool. Yeah.
And obviously, the other announcements, Emperor's Children, but we'll get into that.
We're going to get into Emperor's Children Index
Next
announcement
episode, yeah.
next episode. I think that's the plan, isn't it? So yeah.
That's about it. That's
Are we good? Are we
yeah.
happy? Yeah. Run over a little bit, but I'm sure everyone can forgive us for that. So, anything else you want to add, James?
Good.
Happy, Dave?
I am sweating.
Yeah, you
Me
look
nuts
hot.
off.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've noticed that you've unzipped a small amount of the.
I have got waterfalls coming out my armpits here.
Okay. I think that might be the best time to end this episode. So thank you very much, guys. Yet again, go to the bio, go to the links, go Linktree. You find us all there. Social medias. You find us on Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, and I think Apple. But anyway, you'll find it all on a link.
Join our Facebook group.
And please get on the Facebook group. It's so active, and everyone's so excited to talk to you all. They're all ravenous animals for Warhammer right now. So thank you to you guys.
And speak to your friends.
And speak to your friends and all that jazz that we spoke about today. So that's it from me, Callum.
Me, James.
Me, Dave.
And a very hot Dave. Okay, thank you guys and happy hammering.
Get to be your own fans.